Hello, Vicky from Uccelli Yoga. Welcome to Friday's Yin Yoga session entitled What Doesn't Kill You, from the expression what what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So the idea with this class, and also with the Yin Yang class that we did on Wednesday, of which you can find the video if you want to in the video section on my page, is about anti-fragility. So basically the idea that the body and the mind, and maybe the heart you could say as well, are anti-fragile systems as opposed to robust or fragile systems, in which case they, when they're stressed, as in all forms of exercise actually, if we're looking at it in a physical sense, when the body and potentially the mind is stressed, then that can help them grow stronger. We can also say the same thing perhaps for the heart in a very general sense, so in both our yoga practices and also in our meditation or mindfulness practice as well. So the idea being that we're stressing the tissues. So with Yin Yoga, that's going to be the deep connective tissues. In Yang Yoga, more active forms of yoga, it's the muscles. So a different focus on the physical. So stressing them in different ways through stretch, through compression, through twist, for example, to help them grow stronger and more robust, ultimately. So that's the main idea. Merhaba, and hello, and hi to everybody who is there. Welcome. So let's begin. As usual, blankets, blocks or books and cushions are useful. I've got them kind of around me, and we're going to begin by stressing the feet and the hands. So just make your way onto hands and knees. Hands and knees. Tuck the toes under so that the toes are on the ground, and then turn the hands round the other way. So what we want to feel here is a stretch on the inside wrists. You can play with the position of the hands. You can move them a bit further out to the sides if you want, or maybe a bit further in. And then also put some weight, however much is appropriate for you, on the feet. So by sitting back, or if that's too much, then coming forward. So obviously what we're doing here is we're playing with the position of the hands, and we're also playing with the position of the body, so that we've got an appropriate stress that we can stay in for around 2 minutes or so. You can also put the hands by the sides if you want to. Play with that, play with your weight, play with the position of the hands. And you may be much further forward or much further back than me on the toes. As always, we're all completely different. Go to the place that is suitable for you. You may be completely on your hands and knees like this, or you may be sitting really quite far back. Now, if you feel that actually to get that good stretch on the toes and also on the soles of the feet, which is where we also want a stretch, if you would like that more and actually sitting up is better for you, then by all means do that. I'd still like the wrists, so what you can do is just pull the fingers back so that you're getting a stretch on the wrist. And if you're doing that, then you'll be doing one hand here for about 30 seconds, and I'll tell you in 30 seconds-ish to switch to the other side. This can be really good if you use computers a lot, because obviously our wrists are the other way round when we use computers a lot. We're reversing that position, because what happens is when you're in one position for a long time, then the fascia of the body starts remembering it, and may stay. Hi, Kathy. May well kind of get stuck in that pattern of tension. Okay, if you're doing one wrist, then switch to the other one if you're sitting up. So then just pull the fingers down of the other hand so that you're getting a stretch on the wrist. Now, for any of you, we're going to be coming out in a little while, but if for any of you, if this has got too much already, then just untuck the toes, and you can either go into child's pose, or you can sit on your knees, or you can lie down if you want to. But now everybody's going to come out, so then just come back up on the knees, untuck the toes gently, come back down again into a kneeling position. The hands, just let them rest on the legs. Palms facing up or down, it doesn't matter. Don't move them yet. Hi to some other people I haven't said hello to. I'm not sure who you are. I can see you on the screen, but I'm not sure who you are. Sorry, but hello. Thanks for coming. And we're just waiting for that feeling to pass. And it may be quite intense on the feet and on the wrists. It can be for many of us. That's very usual, so don't worry about it at all. When you do start feeling sensations starting to pass, then you can just start to make small movements. So just bringing the fingers towards you and away, just flexing and extending the wrists. You might hear some clicks, fine, good, actually. And then just circle the wrists one way, and then circle the opposite direction as well. And then the same with the feet. You can point and flex the ankles, point and flex. Maybe circling the ankles as well. We are actually going to do a bit more on the ankles and or the wrists, but let's just bring a bit of a yang movement as a counter pose in first. All right, so now we're going to go backwards. So I'm going to give you an option. You can do the hands, you can do the wrists, you can do the feet again, or you can do both. If you've got blocks, you might want to grab them. So first of all, the main thing we're doing here is opening the chest. So first of all, you can just put the hands on the floor behind you. So kneel, put the hands on the floor behind you, wherever is comfortable. But ideally, if it's okay for the wrists, with the fingers pointing towards the back so that you've got that stretch on the wrists again. Yeah, you can move them around and then just push up, not majorly, not too yang. Just push up a bit so that you're opening the chest, you've got that compression in the arms and in the shoulders. And then we've got a bit of a stretch in the wrists again. So that's the first option. The second option, tuck the toes under. Do the same thing, but this time put your hands on something like the blocks. So also stretching the wrists, but also stretching the toes as well. And again, you might want to play around with the position. The knees can be open if you want, that's fine, they don't need to be together. And then just pushing up a little bit yang, not too much. Drop the head back if that's comfortable, or you can keep it forward or just kind of neutral. Not too much pushing, not too much yang, but opening up the chest. You can sway a bit if you want, just very small movements. And your third option, if you like, and if this is okay, on the feet, is to put the hands on the heels and then do it this way. So you don't get so much, you don't really get any stretch actually on the wrists in this case, but you can get quite a lot of stretch on the soles of the feet and the fronts of the toes. Again, you can also use the blocks if you want to. That's another option. Again, perhaps doing the wrists there, it's not really working for me, but perhaps moving the wrists round there if you wanted to. although it's a bit wobbly. So you choose which one you want. That one's not working for me at all. I'm going to go to the first version actually. So we're going to stay in this for a couple of minutes. Close your eyes if that's comfortable. And remember, bringing the hands closer together can open up the chest more. And as I said, if you want to maybe just move the body a little bit, just to experiment with where the stretch moves to, a different place, then do that. But just do it with attention rather than doing it automatically. Don't do it for the shape that it makes with the movement, but for the feelings in the body as you do that. And then when you play for it a bit, you might want to stay still again for the last minute or so. So what we're doing here is we are stretching, so the stress that we are bringing to the body here, this anti-fragile body, in order to build up the tissues, is we're stretching the front of the body and we're compressing the back. So we're compressing the arms, we're compressing the shoulders, we're compressing the back actually. So two different types of stress going on here. And obviously when you stretch one side of the body, or one side of a limb, one side of anything, then you're going to be compressing the other side. So there's always different types of stress going on when you twist one way. Then there's a different type of twist going on the other side of the body. Okay. If you haven't been in this so long, if you chose the last option, for example, when I was showing you before, then stay there for a bit longer. But if you're in this first option, then just come down, walk forward, and just go into whatever neutral position is comfortable for you, because our next pose is going to be lying on the floor. So you choose if you just want to sit to feel the rebound of the pose, or if you want to lie down, or child's pose, or anything, as long as it's neutral. And you can just feel the after effects of the pose. Maybe the back, maybe the shoulders, maybe the wrists, maybe the feet. It all depends on what you were stressing in that pose. There's a few different possibilities there. And this in Yin Yoga, the rebound or the resonance pose, when we're in this neutral position, is actually when the work is going on in the body, physically and energetically. So see what you can feel. Can you feel tingling? Can you feel warmth? Can you feel these water-loving molecules in the body, in the areas that we just stretched? Can you just feel stressed? Can you feel them doing anything? Can you feel them doing the work? This is actually the time where they're all reorganizing themselves. Maybe you can feel the water. And if we looked at it in an energetic sense, in an Eastern energetic sense, Chinese, then what we say in the Yin Yoga world is that it's at this point where you may be able to feel the energy, the chi, really moving around these areas that you've just stressed. When you feel any sensations pass, then whatever you were feeling those strong sensations in, then just bring your own movement in. So if it's in the wrists or the hands, you might want to circle, Flex and extend again. Perhaps you might want to stretch out the legs. Just bring a bit of yang movement, a bit of muscular movement in whatever your body wants that to be. Perhaps shaking. You choose. And then if you're not already lying down, then lie down. And we're going to move to Eye of the Needle pose, which is quite a popular pose. I really like it anyway. So if you lie on the back, bend your knees, put the feet on the floor, and then take the outside of the right ankle, put it above the left knee. Then lift up that lower foot, lift up the legs in general and bring them towards you. And then you can either take hold of the outside of the left knee or the inside of the left knee. Or if you're finding it's actually too much, stretch. So our target area is the outside of the right leg, the glute area, the bum area. If you're finding it's too much there, just put the foot back down again. So play with those, find which one you get the best stretch, not too much, not too little, that you can stay in for around 2 minutes now. And decide which one is the best one for you. You might want to put your head on something if it's feeling a bit uncomfortable. And by all means, just move the legs around if you want to perhaps move the foot up or down. Play with it again, make it yours. And then when you've got it, close your eyes. And see if you can feel that stretch in the side of the right leg. Another option, by the way, if you're still not feeling a lot, is to cradle the whole leg. Yeah, you can cradle the whole leg if you're still not feeling that stretch enough. And as always, play with it if you want to, but just do it with attention. Don't do it automatically. Maybe try rocking from the left to the right. Noticing again how that stretch changes, where it moves from, where it moves to. Maybe you can find a spot where you think, that's where I need the stretch. That's where I need it. That feels good, or that feels right. Then stay there. I've got about another half minute. For here, if I'm rocked slightly to the left, that's giving me the stretch that I want. So I'm going to stay here for that last bit. Remember to keep the body relaxed, keep the muscles relaxed. Avoid tension if you can. So let's move out of this, come back up to the center, let go of the legs if you're holding on to the legs. Place the right foot on the floor just for a couple of moments, just notice the difference between the left and the right side. And then this time you're going to put the left ankle-ish, on the right knee, above the right knee, and then lift the legs up if that's okay for you, and then take hold of the knee, the outside of the knee, the inside of the knee, or as I said, if that's just feeling too much in this outside thigh, put the foot on the floor, that's absolutely fine. Or if you want more, cradle. You can cradle the top leg. That's That's too much for me. So as you can see, eye of the needle, arm through your legs. And again, find your stillness first. Relax into the pose. And then if you wanted to move a little after you've relaxed into it to see if you can get the stretch in a slightly different place, then do. Small, small movements though. Feel your body. So small that maybe even somebody wouldn't even realize that you were moving if they looked at you. A really nice pose to do at the end of a day if you've been sitting a lot or standing a lot actually as well, because we're really stretching out those outer hips and the glutes. Nice if you've been driving all day, sitting in a car, really nice. So let's move out of this position. Come back to the center. Let go of the leg. And then just straighten out the legs. Move anything that's under your head, unless you particularly want to leave it there, that's fine. And then we're just going to move into Shavasana. So just get comfortable. Don't rush off. Stay here for a couple of minutes. I'm watching you. I can see the numbers. I'll know if somebody leaves. This is a really important part of yin yoga, of yoga. This final relaxation, taking in the effects. So just allow yourself to do that. So just in your own way, just make your way back up to a seated position, stretching, moving the fingers and the toes, taking your time, and just coming back to a seated position, just to finish off the class. And then stretch your arms to the sides, up in the air, bring the palms together, and then just bring them down so that the thumbs touch the nose, touch the chin, and end just in the area of the heart. And that's all for today. Namaste. Thank you once more for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for the heart. If any of you would like to join me for a longer, in-depth, immersive, online yin yoga workshop on Sunday morning UK time, 9 till 11, I'll be doing one via Zoom. It's just £7 to join, and the theme is on autumn, the coming of autumn, well, the arrival of autumn actually, and how that can affect our systems, particularly our immune system and our digestive system. So we're going to be working on, as we always do with yoga, trying to aid our bodies to be healthy and to be more efficient at dealing with health itself and less reliant on drugs, for example. So being stronger, being healthier, particularly when there is a change coming, like the change of seasons. So if you'd like to join me, then please do message me. It would be great if you came. The workshops, as I said, they're more immersive, they're more in-depth, and because they're on Zoom, I can see you as well, so they're interactive. You can talk to me and I can make suggestions based on you as an individual, which obviously we can't do in Facebook. So otherwise, have a wonderful weekend, and thanks again for joining me, and I hope to see you